in our city continues and is going. Yesterday, most of you are well aware that I issued a declaration of local disaster emergency for all of Marion County. As such, Mesa upgraded our travel status from a watch to a warning, the highest level that there is. Once again, I'm advising all Indianapolis residents who are not considered essential personnel to please stay off the roads and remain indoors if possible for your own safety, and in particular for the safety of these wonderful crews who are out trying to clear the roads as efficiently and as effectively as they can, but also for the safety of our first responders across the board, for hospital medical personnel that are called upon to be out and about, going to and from work. These people all deserve our respect, and I'd simply ask the residents of the city of Indianapolis, and frankly, I'd even respectfully request that the entire metropolitan Indianapolis area heed these warnings. But each individual counties make those decisions on their own. We expect this travel warning to remain in place until midnight tonight, at which point we will likely return to a watch status. At that time, only essential travel, such as to and from work, will be recommended. Now, I do want to acknowledge that this has been a trying time for everyone, including all the residents, all of my neighbors throughout this community, and the community as a whole. I am very aware that schedules have been disrupted and plans have been postponed due to the inclement weather that has hit Indianapolis over the past few days. To all of our neighbors who have demonstrated understanding, to all of those who have demonstrated patience in the wake of this extraordinarily severe weather, as mayor, on behalf of the entire city, I thank you. The good news is this: we have cleared the first major hurdle of this storm. While we are dealing with sub-zero wind chill temperatures and remaining hazardous road conditions, the snowfall has ceased. And that means we are now in a position to secure the safety of our streets once more. But of course, this wouldn't be possible without our AFSCME Local 725 and Local 3131 DPW crews. Having been out there with some of these folks just yesterday, I saw firsthand how difficult their work at a time like this truly is. So thank you to every individual out in the frigid cold right now, clearing our streets. And of course, thank you to all of our first responders. As you all well know, emergencies don't wait for the snow to clear. We are deeply grateful to have committed folks like our first responders and DPW personnel to be committed to protect our residents in vulnerable moments like this one. So that filibuster having been wrapped up, let me go ahead and hand things off to Indy DPW Director Todd Wilson, who will give us more of an update on what to expect for the remainder of today and tomorrow's morning commute. We will undoubtedly still face challenges going into Tuesday, and traveling with caution still remains necessary. But rest assured, the city is continuing to work around the clock to ensure the safest possible conditions for our community members and all of the residents of this great city we call home, Indianapolis. Director Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd first like to start by just a personal observation that I had on the way in. It is an absolutely beautiful day in the city of Indianapolis after the wake of a storm that we had just yesterday. And I'd also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that the citizens have heeded our warnings, and people have stayed off the streets to allow our crews to do the work that they need to do today and tomorrow and going forward the rest of this week. Indy Snow Force crews have been working around the clock since late Friday, working 12-hour shifts on a rotating basis. Our team has been focused on priority 1 and 2 streets for much of the snow event. Last night, around 5 p.m., contractors began working priority 3 in residential areas, as well as assisting in our priority 2 network. At this time, contractors have 5 of the city's 9 townships about halfway completed. And based upon the amount of snowfall Indianapolis received, these groups have until early afternoon tomorrow to complete their routes. So far, I have been very pleased with the progress that we've made in Indy streets, but I acknowledge that there is still a lot of work to be done. Priority 1 streets are generally in pretty good shape, and crews have some areas down to bare pavement actually. And we got some cleanup to do around the rest of the intersections as well. Priority 2 and priority 3 streets still need some attention, but contractors are making progress. And crews assigned to bike lanes and trails are starting to make some progress as well. And to our partners at NDOT, they are continuing to make progress on interstates throughout and around our city. I want to emphasize that this is still going to take a little while. This was Indy's largest snowfall in more than a decade, and the temperatures are not in our favor. This snow is here to stay, folks. I mentioned this the other day, but with these low temperatures, we are not dropping salt on roadways. It would not be effective at this time. As a result, you will not see bare pavement, and you would like to see that you would actually see in a much smaller snow event and warmer temperatures. So again, just like Mayor Hogsett said, I'd like to thank those in Aspleen Local 725 and 3131 for all the hard work they've done on these last few challenging days. And with that, I'll pass it on to Jacob Spence with Emergency Management. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just wanted to give a quick update as to the situation as a whole. The Emergency Operations Center for Marion County was activated yesterday morning at 8 a.m. with representatives from not only emergency management, but IMPD, IFD, and IEMS to coordinate emergency services within Marion County and make sure that we didn't have any disruption in service. As of this time, we've had very little disruption in service overall. We actually, especially in the first portion of the event, call volume was down, which we appreciate because that was due to people staying off the roads and staying home. So that helped to keep things ahead of the curve and to keep us working. We have had some reports of emergency vehicles getting stuck and obviously having to take a little bit of time, but those have been rectified fairly quickly and with little impact to services overall. At the moment, we are monitoring a power outage in Franklin Township that AES has reported. At its peak, it was at about 7,600 customers that were without power. At this time, or about 10 minutes ago at least, it was down to approximately 4,000 customers without power, and they believe that that outage will be rectified the outage will be restored within the next 30 minutes or so. So we will keep monitoring that, and if for some reason it does move on longer, we will communicate if we have to provide any assistance there. As the mayor alluded to, he will be ordering, unless something changes, or change from the warning status for travel, we will move back to a watch status. What that means for Marion County is it means that we will go back to essential travel, to and from work if you need to go to work, healthcare, things of that nature, but just general traffic is still considered to be precluded at the time. Please stay home if you don't need to go out, if you can work remote, if there's no reason to do anything. Please stay off the roads to continue to give DPW and INDOT time to work, and especially those contractors in the neighborhoods and the side streets. My office has been working with the City of Lawrence, Speedway, Beech Grove, and Southport as well, and making sure that we're all working together to keep things coordinated and working smoothly, as well as all of the surrounding donut counties and monitoring their travel status, and then providing updates with the state of Indiana Emergency Operations Center as well. So at this time, we haven't had any major impact or any major reports of issues outside of obviously slow travel. Again, as Director Wilson said, please give the DPW crews as well as the INDOT crews room to work. As we downgrade the travel warning to a watch, we will then probably go back to an advisory for at least a day, if not longer. The sub-zero temperatures that we have at the moment are going to persist for a while. We want citizens to remember that if they get trapped out or they get stranded in their automobile or something like that, please continue to be prepared and work through having blankets and your emergency preparedness kit within your vehicle as well as your home in case there's an issue with that. And finally, please, once we continue to lower these statuses, drive accordingly to the conditions. That is the number one thing that I think we saw this morning with some of those individuals that may or may not have should have been on the roads. Most of the incidents that we saw, especially the one that I know is on the news quite a bit on 65 and 70 there at the split, can probably be attributed to driving too fast for the conditions and then getting caught in the snow that is still there. So please drive slowly, modify, and you're going to get where you need to go, because if you don't slow down and you don't get where you need to go, then obviously that just creates more of an issue for everyone else. So at this time, I'm going to hand it over to Vince Garten from Ask Me Local.
How's everybody doing today? I hear a lot of talk about the members of 725 that are out there plowing the roads, but what I would like everyone to do is give them a round of applause for the job that they're doing. The men and women of DPW, Ask Me Local 725, have been working endlessly in those streets to assure that citizens of Indianapolis have a clear path to continue to do whatever it is that they need to do to go on with their days. These same individuals are away from their families, they're away from their children, and they're away from their friends, and they are doing a job on a 12-hour shift that has not ended since Friday. So we need to be mindful of that and always be mindful of the people that actually do the job. As president, I'd like to bring up also my vice president, my chief steward, because we represent those individuals that are out there in the fields, and we stand together. We're not just as one. We stand together in a united front to make sure that the citizens of Indianapolis are able to function on a normal basis despite the conditions that they are in at the current moment. We just ask that the citizens completely understand that we need your support. Stay out of the way, be patient, and allow these individuals, the men and women of DPW, Ask Me Local 725, to do their job so they can do it effectively. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mayor, I think when we came and talked to you folks, maybe it was November, December, and we talked about the impact, and I think the number you trot out was anywhere on snowfall between $7 and $12 million. I can only imagine this is going to be well above $10 million on the city budget by the time this is all clear and waste over.
Yeah, it clearly is going to be a very expensive storm because it has been, as was mentioned, it's literally the most snow that has fallen in Indianapolis in well over a decade. In fact, somebody was reminding me earlier today that while it wasn't anywhere near the kind of wind and drifting and the like, we literally had almost as much snow fall in this most recent few days than fell in 1978 when we had the blizzard of 1978. Again, I'm not trying to compare the two. The blizzard in 1978 will never be forgotten. But the truth is that there has been so much snow fallen in this storm that it's akin to what we've had to experience before.
What did you learn from past responses that you were able to fine tune and you could actually see it play out on the streets during this storm?
Well, I think that DPW is always evaluating and reevaluating its deployment plans. We do have a group of dedicated, long-time employees who are ready, willing, and able to go out under incredibly difficult conditions. But the one thing that I think has benefited us this year, and, you know, fingers crossed, because we still have several more days of street clearing to go, but I think the productive and robust discussion that was engaged in by the administration and by the City County Council last year on the importance of residential street cleaning. We all know major thoroughfares and collateral roads that are highly traveled always get the first and most important effort. But the people of the city of Indianapolis went to their counselors. The counselors, obviously, in conjunction with the administration, came up with a different plan. I think, it's not over yet, but I think that, as was indicated earlier, we hope that by tomorrow afternoon, is it, Todd?
Yes, sir.
By tomorrow afternoon, most all of Marion County will have had our residential streets treated in some way.
The question for Kristen, can you tell me what it looks like in your neighborhood and what are you hearing from your neighbors on your west side?
Sure. Thank you very much. Kristen Jones. I am hearing compliments. This is completely different from the last snow fight. As the mayor was indicating, the last snow fight, all 25 of our counselors, snow is not a divisive topic. We were hearing complaints about the residential streets. This time around, I am hearing compliments that the Department of Public Works is doing a phenomenal job. Not just the snow, but the prep work. They were out there before the snowstorm hit. They saw the trucks, they were prepared, they were out there, and this time they were ready to go. And I am getting emails, I am getting text messages, I am getting phone calls, I am getting voicemails about my street has not been plowed in 15 years. I've lived here for 30 years, my street has never been plowed. So I am not getting the complaints that I got last time in the snowstorm. I am getting phenomenal requests about this department, this administration, this council, and this team behind me, and they are kudos to them. And for a counselor who, a lot of times we get yelled at every day, and for a snowstorm for this magnitude, for a historic snowstorm, I cannot say enough about the Department of Public Works and this crew team and what they have stepped up to do in this snowstorm, and our constituents are saying that. So thank you.
Accountability on the, I know we've heard talks that the city was making sure that private contractors were actually out clearing those residential. Is that true? Do we have the city holding those contractors accountable, making sure that they were going to those neighborhoods they said they were going to be covering?
The neighborhood contractors are definitely being held accountable. We do have staff monitoring each district around the county. These contractors, when they complete an area, they call it into our snow command so that we can log those, and then our monitors go out and verify that those areas have been completed.
How many contractors are we talking about?
How many contractors do we have? We have 5 groups serving the 9 townships around the county.
We don't have a number of how many actual contractors. contractors themselves?
Trucks per contractor?
How many actual trucks?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Earlier this year, in one of our earlier main storm events in December, we had a total of 110 additional plows on the road through the contractors. We do not have that number yet, but we will at the end of this snowstorm.
A question for John, how's your gear holding up, and have any new purchases of apparatus paid off, and allowed you to keep vehicles on the streets for longer shifts, not having to bring them in using them?
Of course, fighting snow and the low temperatures that we have is taxing not only on our equipment but our personnel. We began this snow fight with close to 80 trucks. We rapidly lost several trucks, and we are close to 70 now. Active on the road as our large vehicles, and then our one-tons, we've lost one, so we're down to 17 one-tons. Those typically do our protected bike lanes and our BRT routes.
Yeah, Russ, I just simply add to that, to underscore and re-emphasize what has already been said one time. I am not in a position to tell you how these storms impact the equipment. That's the professionals, and they'll do that assessment. But yesterday afternoon, for the first time in several years, I got in one of our older trucks and went out with a DPW worker. 39 years he's been plowing snow. And I was out with him for 3 hours, probably 2.5 to 3 hours. And my body is still feeling it today. Now, admittedly, my body's not used to that kind of challenge. And I was in the passenger seat, which I'm told is a little bit less comfortable than the driver's seat. But I'm still feeling the pain associated with getting knocked around inside the cabs. So I can't say enough about the workers who go out there every other 12 hours over the course of the duration of these types of snowstorms and work for 12 solid hours. I was done at 3. I said, no mas.
Is there anything we can say to the people who have to park on the streets, and today may be the first time they've started to get their vehicles out? Is there anything they can do to help the city? I know a lot of people just start clearing their cars and lanes out and throwing it right back in the street.
For those who have to park on the side of the roadways, I know it's a challenge because there's not a lot we can do with the snow itself. So pushing it back into the roads probably not the best idea. If there's any way you can get it around your car, closer to the curb line would be best for everybody. So, but we do understand that that is a challenge with vehicles that are parked on the side of the road. If you can, get those vehicles somewhere not on the side of the road. Maybe you have access to an alley or something else, but we understand it's a challenge.
Thanks all.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Do like the unplug, like the feet kick back. Yeah, I got home with a mound of snow from the plows. My neighbor actually went ahead and snowblowed for me while I was looking, so yeah, appreciate it.
Have a long drive, so I'm feeling it.